everyone, this is Jen and welcome to Cute Little Pigs at Home. This here is Tina and today we are going to show you these guys being fed. I've got some questions to answer that have been sent in. If you want to send in any more as this is going, feel free to get in touch. So we're going to start with feeding Tina straight away because as you can see she's absolutely starving. So we'll see if she wants a little bit of banana to start with. You want some nana? Tina wants some nana. Come on, try this. This way. No, maybe it's milk this morning. Want that one? No, we want milk this morning. She's been a little bit fussy today. There you go. So Tina was doing very, very well. She was the one that was separated, it was Tiny Tim's sister. She was very big when she was born, and then we realized that she doesn't have much of a suckling reflex, so it's actually taken her a whole week to learn how to use the bottle. And now she's been an absolute champ, ain't you? You're a good girl. But we're being fussy. She's suckling very well. She's drinking an awful lot, but she's been on a little bit of banana porridge already this morning, so she's a little bit more full than she normally would be. And the reason for that is because she's now coming up to 3 weeks old this weekend. So this little girl needs to have solid food starting with her because the milk doesn't really last as well as the mother's milk will do. You're being so fussy. You're being fussy. Do you want it? So as they start to get older, it's better to get them onto the hard feeds earlier. You're just being a fusspot. Should we try somebody else? Yes. She wants a scratch. That's what she wants. Are you going to have a scratch? Oh, down she goes. So as they start getting a little bit older, they start getting a bit choosy on their food. And what she actually wants is just a nice big belly tickle. Isn't that right, Tina? Yeah, she's a very lovely girl, aren't you? You lovely girl. And she's very affectionate and she likes lots and lots of fuss, don't you? So Tina has actually worked out how to get onto my bed because these guys are kept in my bedroom because they are at the moment on a night feed still. So they're getting fed in the evenings all night, every 3 hours. So that's kind of from midnight, 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. is the new start of our day. And she's learned how to escape her pen and actually climb onto the bed, and she gets in bed with me at night, which is lovely until once or twice she's actually done a bit of a pee in the bed and we've had to get up at silly o'clock in the morning and start doing washing, haven't we? Because you're very naughty. So she's not so hungry at the moment, she just wants some fuss. So I'm going to take you over to the baby's house and you can have a look at those guys and see how they're living. And we'll try somebody else and see if they want to have a drink. You come in, Tina. So, here is our other little friends we've got down here. This is Tiny Tim. Hi, Timmy. And we've got the two from Jill, which is this little guy and this little girl here, and they're very lovely people. So we only feed really one at a time. Come on, Timmy. Timmy can come out now. Hi, Timmy. Are you hungry, Timmy? Hello, little buddy. So we'll pop that. Oh, Timmy's hungry. Are you hungry, Tim? You want to try? Yeah. Come on, buddy. So Timmy has now started to decide he wants solid foods as well. He is the same age of his sister, obviously, which is Tina. So they've been playing more with the banana porridge in the morning and filling themselves up a little bit. But the lunchtime feed, Timmy really does love his milk. He also loves it last thing at night. Usually the 9 o'clock feed or the midnight feed, he will guzzle more and more milk than you could ever imagine his little body could hold. So Timmy is actually at least half the size of his brothers that are left at the farm at the moment. He's very, very small. And Timmy has a really, really great personality. He's so fun. He wants to be involved with everything. He loves to zoom out on the grass. He wants to be by your side the whole time. He's got very similar mannerisms to a dog. He actually does a little noise that sounds like he's barking, same as the little black and white one. So they make some really cool noises. They're very sweet, very fun, and they love being around people. So we had a couple of questions sent in, and one of them was, is it better to hand rear a pig to make it more friendly or make it a better pet than to just leave it with the mother? So the answer is kind of yes and no. It's you want some more? Yes, you do. Because what you see here is a very demanding little chappie that wants all the attention in the world. But he's very lucky because he has got 3 friends to live with. So he knows how to be a pig, but also how to be very polite with people. If you have just one animal by themselves being hand-reared, it's really not so good because they learn more about being a person. And then obviously as they get a little bit older, are you done? They start learning people behavior as opposed to what an animal should be. So you'll start to get some complicated behaviors later on, and it takes a lot of skill to work through those to make sure that your animal will be happy as an animal and not as a person later. You've also got to think that the amount of time that goes into them. Since Timmy came, I haven't been able to sit and watch a full movie. I haven't been able to have a nice drink in the evening and have a nice lie-in the morning. So when people think it's a very nice way to rear an animal, there's very few people that will really go through, a nice long procedure to do that properly and actually still love the animal at the end of it, because people are usually quite selfish with their time. So whilst it seems a good idea for day 1 or 2, they generally get a little bit bored after that. Who's next? Come on, Tiny. Whoa, out you come. Come on, Timmy. There we go. Come on, little buddy. Come say hi. Hello, everybody. There we go. We gonna have some nice milk? So this little guy, hi, he is unnamed at the moment. So he's actually got a little bit of the squits, bless him, because he started to try and eat some of the banana porridge. And he's outside playing with everything that he can get in his mouth. Are you being funny? He's also very fussy with his position. Are you done? We prefer banana? You're not sure? So he's put everything in his mouth. He's got himself a little bit of diarrhea this last couple of days, but that's perfectly normal. He's fine. And he's been eating all morning. He actually ate 3 of these bottles in the last feed. You're just being fussy. You just want all of the attention, don't you? You want it or no? We're thinking maybe. There we go. So again, as he's getting a little bit older, he would rather start going on the solid food. It's natural behaviour for these guys to want to put all kinds of things in their mouths. They grab sticks, they grab towels, they run round. They got a pair of my underwear the other day, and they were running around and chasing that all over with them and pulling it to pieces. So they made a nice job on that one. They're very inquisitive little animals. They're very, very sweet, aren't you? But also a lot of work. So they're very nice to have in the house. They're very fun, especially at 6 in the morning. That's when our day starts. We get up, we have our first breakfast, and then we have to clean all the blankets. We have to get them out of their pen and wipe down their bums and such, make sure that they've had plenty to drink. Then we go out for our first walk of the day, and they go for a little moosey round the garden. Today's a little bit bad weather, so they've only been out once for a very short time this morning. Come on then, Poppet. Hey, good boy. That's a good boy. And then they come back inside and they have a little play. They have a nap time. I'm going to show you shortly. Once they've all eaten, they should settle down. They've got a new favourite place to be, which is sleeping in front of a heater on a heat mat. It's piggy heaven. They love it. Then they have a little bit of playtime and they will play with their teddies. So we've got, this is Timmy's chicken. And Timmy and his chicken will be playing all over the floor the entire day. All he does is just push it, push it, push it around. The other ones are now starting to get quite brave and they also want to play with it. Are you done? Are you finished? Ooh, are you done? I think so. So you can see they're very loving, sweet little animals, and even the ones on the farm that are not reared at home, they're very much like this as well. So it makes no difference between having one of our hand-reared animals and having one that's reared by the mother, because all of our pigs are so very well socialized that they're all very sweet. We can get close to all of the piglets at the farm. Hey, you nice? You just want hugs. You want some sleeps? But I gotta feed your sister. I do. I gotta feed your sister yet. Yeah. So again, he's very small. You can see he's just a little bit bigger than my hand. He's actually not grown too much since he came in, and that's likely because between him and his sister, they didn't really get much colostrum. In their litter, there was a litter of 11 babies. He's going to sleep. Come on. 11 babies, and Jill is a very, very good mother, but these two were very, very small. And the other piglets are quite large in comparison, and by nature they will push out the smaller, weaker ones so that they get even more milk. And these guys, they didn't really get much of a chance. So we're not sure how much of the colostrum that they got, which is the most important of the mother's milk. And that helps them build up a really strong immunity and really thrive as piggies. So the fact that they're still very small, despite all that they drink, they are healthy, luckily, but it looks like they're going to stay quite tiny. You're going to be tiny. Should we put you away and get your sister out? Come on, little bud. There we go. Come on, Muffet. There we go, feisty madam. Oh, is it milk time? Say hi. Hello, everybody. Oink. Oink. Are you good? Oh. Will you drink? Are we thirsty? So this girl always has a bit of a problem choosing where the nipple should be in her mouth. She gets a little bit frustrated and then suddenly she says, oh, I've got it. So she does take a little bit of time to feed. There we go. Are you doing it? No. No, we don't want. There you go. So the feeding process at the moment, it does take a little bit of time because they all want several bottles each. They're probably, this girl last night, she drank the most she ever has done, which is why she's a little bit slow this morning. She drank 5 of these. This is called a Katak feeder. I put up a little education video the other day, but unfortunately Facebook didn't let the whole video go up. So for those of you that didn't see it or didn't get to that part, this is a special feeder that it's got a hole in the top, and it's actually where we can control the pressure. So if you've got a piggy that drinks too fast or too slow, you can increase or decrease the pressure as you like. Hello. You're going to say hello to everybody. You're very nice. And these guys are on now standard rearing formula. So that is a sow milk replacement. It comes in a really big 10-kilo bag. She's nudging my bum. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. She's going for a wander. So we'll let the other guys out and see if they want to come and play with us. Are you coming out, buddies? Come on in. Come on, Timmy. Hello, pretty girl. Hello. Hello, Timmy. So I have a really, really terrible job that all of my day is spent playing with piglets. I mean, it sounds absolutely horrible, and I don't recommend it to anybody. Isn't that nice? So we also had another couple of questions. Let me find my book. So how long will they be hand reared for? And these guys are, they're all different. Every animal is very different in what it needs. So this little girl already, she wants to be off the milk. She wants to be eating solids, but we can't do that so fast at this young age. She's got to learn a little bit at a time. So she has a couple of bits of banana. She has a little spoon of porridge, and then she has her milk. And that helps the enzymes in the stomach build up in the right way so that she can tolerate this change in diet. And she's getting quite nice and fat, aren't you? Hey, Tina, are you getting fat? She's lovely. This little guy here, the little black and white one, because of he's had a little bit of diarrhea, and because he's so small, he will need to stay on milk for a little bit of a longer time just to help him catch up in his growth. So he also has a little bit of a top up in his formula every morning that is to really boost his growth and to make sure that he catches up with all of the proteins and such that he needs for being so small. This little ginger girl, the other one from Jill, come here. She's a very shy one. She actually prefers just to have the milk, but she doesn't really like to drink too much in one go. So that means that she's not drinking a stable amount every time. Sometimes she'll drink 4 or 5, sometimes she'll drink 1 bottle, and that means that her body is not getting the same amount of intake every feed. So she's likely to have to stay on the milk a little bit longer, probably about 6 weeks or so before she gets a fully solid diet. You are just the naughtiest one, aren't you? Timmy is the naughtiest piggy. Timmy's so naughty, aren't you, Timmy? Yes. Timmy has a very good interest in socks. As soon as he sees your socks, he wants to take them. If you take your socks off anywhere near him, that sock is gone and he runs into his house. He loves to play with it. That might be because pigs actually have something called a Jacobson's organ. It's called a vemeronasal organ, and that means that they can actually get almost like a 3D scent from anything that they can smell. So they're really interested in whatever they can put in their mouths and such. Any strong scents is very good for them. So it's actually like a form of enrichment for them. So you can see they've all been fed, but what they're doing here is showing us a natural behaviour. When they would feed with the mother, they would stand up and they would manipulate around her nipples on her belly to let the milk come down. So these guys are doing that on me, on my hand, on my legs. They give a very good foot massage, by the way. And that's just because they are missing out on that normal bit of interaction that they would get with their mother. So that's important that I allow them to do that, because at any time that they decide that the girls have their own babies later on in the future, that they're going to need to understand what that behavior is. So it's very nice for my clothes. It means that literally every feed I've got to take my clothes off. I've got to go and throw them in the wash because we get absolutely full of sticky milk, don't we guys? But it makes them very happy and they enjoy it. Isn't that right? Are you going to sleep? Are you going to sleep? So what other one have we got? What do the piglets do to fill their day between feeds? So these guys, they have a lot of fun. So we showed you Timmy's chicken. And like we say, Timmy will just barrel his chicken all over the place all day. I don't know how he's got so much energy. And they also like to play where they have their little xylophone. They like to make some music. You gonna play, Timmy? Yeah, Timmy likes his xylophone, don't you? Huh? They also get several walks in the day. So they'll get to go outside in the morning, they'll get to play in some grass. When the weather is nice, then they get to take their little house outside and sit in the sunshine with a bit of shade. That's nice for them to learn to just be nice and calm outside, that we're not in a rush and we're not constantly moving. Because everything that we're doing with these guys is teaching them that at some point they are likely to be somebody's pets. So we want them to be raised really, really well so that if they go off to somebody's home, they're going to be loved exactly for being nice. You know, they've got a higher chance. You got your chicken? Oh, Timmy's playing with his chicken. So we want them to be very nice little people. Hand-reared animals can often be very spoiled because they get to demand when they want their feed mostly. They also get to be a little bit too close to people sometimes. So we also spend a lot of time playing with them, making sure that they're respectful of like their pressure. Pigs by nature, same as most animals, will stick everything in their mouths. They want everything around them. So they put anything in their mouths, including your fingers. They'll jump up and try and get to your face. So it's teaching them that whereas the mother would normally say, hey, that's not okay, that's too strong or such, and their litter mates would teach them all that kind of thing. These guys are learning it from me. So I have to spend a lot of time with them. And generally we don't get much rest time, because if I'm here, they just want to play the whole time. Isn't that right? They like to get on the bed at night and they like to watch a movie with me, don't you? We like movies. They're very fond of Rio, the one with the music with the parrots. They like to play along to that. They get very excited when the music comes on, and they like all the bright colours that's on the screen. Isn't that right? Are you lovely? Yes? Are you very good? Oh, we're having a good time. So what we want to know is, which one is your favourite? because these guys, it's very important that they get as much love as the ones that are on the farm. Everybody gets to come and see the ones on the farm normally, so they get all the fuss and attention. We've been very lucky and unlucky for this virus situation that we would have really struggled to rear 4 babies all at the same time without being able to have the time at home to do it. So I've been very lucky to not be having to be up all night and in and out and making sure all the guests had a very good deal. So thank you to everybody on the farm that's picked up the workload so that I could stay home for that. Hello. But these guys, I feel that they're just getting a lot of fuss and attention from me. So they also get to spend a little bit of time with my flatmate to make sure that they're good with all people. And they would like to be able to meet everybody, hopefully in the next few weeks when we go back onto the farm. Are you good? Are you very good? Are you very good and very naughty? Yes, so we got a little bit of poo there. Let's pick that bit of poo up. There we go. There we go. Is that right? Is that right? So one of their favourite things to do is to lie in front of the heater. We'll see if we can put that on for them, or they're just going to want to sit and play. Does anybody have any questions? Let's have a look. I don't think there's any so far. How much space is needed for a pig? Well, if you get in touch with Olivia, she actually can give you all the different kinds of information about what's the best way to keep the pigs. As a piglet, I can tell you about here is that they need really as much space as they can. So these guys, they have the pen that you saw them in. They have a pen that is attached. Let's see if we can turn that around. So this is their sleeping pen. That is their UVA and UVB light. That helps. It's like the sun, effectively, because they need to have sunlight and vitamin D to take the calcium out of the milk and to process that in their body. And then that adjoins onto here, which is their little bathroom. And they've got blankets covering the whole floor, so our washing machine goes all day. And they get to play out the whole time in the day. Hi, you gonna say hi? So that they've got lots of exercise. And that's very important, especially for a growing piggy. An adult piggy is not as active and mobile as these guys will be. They're a lot calmer. But these guys are being fed so much that they have to push through the food. They have to learn how to use all of their body. And it's a very important thing for them because they're being fed on, let's say, replacement milk formula. It isn't exactly what the mother would give. So their body has to learn how much energy it can have alongside the formula so that when they grow up, they don't overexert or underexert and they don't get obese and such. It's their body's way of teaching them how they need to be and how to be healthy later on. The piglets at the farm are a lot calmer. They will stay, they'll play together and they'll go to sleep a lot of the time because their mother's milk will change automatically for them. So these guys, it's like giving them blue Smarties sometimes. They're very excited. Let's just see if there's any more comments come in. Tiny Tim, he's a favourite, but you're biased because you got to name him. Where did I get the playpen from? The playpen is actually from Amazon. So you can get all different kinds of them. The big one that they sleep in is a little bit more expensive because I disinfect it regularly because I do rehabilitate different kinds of animals. So the material is very good, and that one was £60. But you can get the smaller ones like what their little bathroom area is in. And those are, 10 to 20 pounds of all different shapes and sizes. How do you toilet train them for the house? Well, actually, they tend to do it themselves. So these guys, once they've eaten, they will go into a specific corner. They kind of communal toilet in the same area. These guys are a little bit different because they haven't got the mother to teach them to poop as far away from the house and away from their bedding as possible. So these guys have kind of had to work it out themselves. So the way that we can teach them to do that in the house is actually to pick up their poop and put it in the corner that I want it. And then they will stay in that corner. So they initially came out and pooped all over the carpet. It was lovely. And then I picked that up and put that in their little toilet basket, and now they always go into the bit where the straw is, and they will keep going in there the whole time. Would you recommend getting 2 pigs instead of 1? Ideally, because they're so social, you can see how friendly they are, and really if you get 2, they're not that much more work than 1. It's nice for them to have a lot of social interaction. So you'd have to either be home an awful lot of the time to give them what they need, or really have a nice friend for them. So you just put a deposit down on the black and white one and his sister. When are they ready to leave? So these guys, because they're hand reared, they are not straightforward. And as I mentioned, they likely missed colostrum from their mother, which means they will be a little bit smaller. And when they are going out and playing and putting everything in their mouth, that means that they don't have the same antibodies as a normal piglet. So it entirely depends on the animals. As a hand rear, you never say it's going at a certain time. It's entirely up to them when they will come off the milk formula, when they are good on solid food. If you rush that process, it's no good for the animal and they will get sick later on in life. So it's very important to be patient as they are smaller, to make sure that later on, that's where your problems don't come out from, because they were not handled well as a youngster. So let's have a look. No more questions there. So we're actually as good as on our time, I think. And we have Olivia coming from the farm shortly. She's going to show you Mia's new babies, which are super cute. It's very nice to be able to go down and see everybody a couple times a week and see how they're all growing. Isn't that right? Yes, and we can make comparisons between everybody. It's such a shame you guys are not able to get down onto the farm at the moment, so please keep an eye on the website. As soon as we do open, we'd really love to see you, and you know, all the staff would be very happy to have a good chat about what's been going on. So from these guys, we're going to say thank you very much for watching, and you know, keep in touch. We'd love to get more questions from you and such, and I'll keep posting lots and lots of pictures. Isn't that right? Yes, because we're lovely little friends. And if you keep watching on the Facebook page, Olivia will be on shortly and she's going to take you down to the farm. Thank you very much from everybody. Bye.